Alright, so hi, it's been a minute since I've actually kind of shown my face on YouTube for stuff that has been non-Danganronpa related, but here we are. Today I want to go through something that I've been very passionate about for a pretty long time now, but it's something that I feel like I don't really do a good job of kind of expressing on the YouTube channel. So today I think is a perfect day to kind of just go through and just talk about something I've been very passionate about that I really wanted to talk about for a pretty long time. But it's hard to when you have little to no motivation for YouTube stuff and you're a one-man show. But without me being vague and like a fucking stupid Twitter person, let me talk about what I am here to show off, and that's this. This right here is my binder of a lot of my very big Pokemon and One Piece cards. I'm a very big collector when it comes to those things. I've been a collector for probably the last... I've been a collector of One Piece since it first came out. Granted, I was having a hard time finding packs for a while, so from like OP02 to OP, I want to say like 6, I didn't really find many packs. I started finding packs in OP07 and I started learning how to play the game in OP07. As for Pokemon, I collected it when I was a kid, but I got really back into it, unfortunately, around the Logan Paul era. That's an unfortunate admission, but it's true. But I got into it again because I genuinely love Pokemon. It's been something I've been a big fan of for years. I mean, literally look behind me. I have fucking Pumpkaboo wearing Ace's hat from One Piece. Like, I'm a big Pokemon fan. I'm not LARPing as one. So I really want to kind of just sit here and kind of get into, like, my big hit, like, you know, that's thumbnail material right there. This is, like, my big hit binder that I have. And it has everything from One Piece and Pokemon that I've just really pulled over the last like year or so, even a lot longer than that. There's things in here from when I was a kid, there's things from the last few years. There's some other cards that aren't in here that I'll also have to probably grab and showcase to you guys. But I kind of want to just go through it and just kind of show you how I got a lot of these really cool cards. And I can go through and I could show you pages, or I can grab some of these out, but I think I'm probably just going to go through. I'll show you pages of like the lesser important cards, and then we'll go to the big ones, and I'll kind of go through how I got those cards and why I like them so much and why they're in this binder. But regardless, if you're new here and you want to see more content where I talk about like my trading cards, or even videos where I show you guys how I play the One Piece card game, because there is a leader that I've really been enjoying recently that I want to make a video talking about, because I want to say he's a slept-on leader, but he's kind of not anymore because of people on Twitter finally realizing, oh wow, the leader that everyone told us is bad actually isn't bad. Crazy stuff. But regardless, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you guys some of these pages. Granted, some of these pages are going to look a little scuffed, so bear with me because some of the stuff I have taken out and I've moved around. But anyway, let's get into it. So my very first page that I have to showcase here is one of my signed leaders. And that right there is my signed VV leader from EB03, signed by Caitlin Glass herself. It's a very cool card. I'm going to take some of these ones out just to show you guys better, but there she is. This is a very easy alt leader to kind of pull, to be honest with you guys, but I had her sign it right here. I kind of wish I had her sign it with white instead of like black, because I think it'd kind of stand out a little better, but regardless, it's still really cool and I still really love it. Next up, the other thing I have on this page is a full playset of the barrier card. I bought these initially, like I bought all these ones. I didn't like pull any of them. I bought them because I really thought they were going to be good for, like, as a black staple, and I really thought that they'd be good in future metas, but then they released a better card that people are definitely going to use more, so doesn't really matter at that point. Next page, we've got some of these cards right here that are pretty cool. We've got the Linlin from EB03. This one I picked up because I thought it would be a really good one to pick up for future sets, because I imagine there's going to be a Rocks leader at some point. And I feel like this will probably go right in that deck, so I wanted to grab them ahead of time. Jack was part of my Gecko Moria OP06 deck for a while, but I did actually pull this one. But he's just been sitting in the binder because I don't play that deck anymore. Black Maria was from an illustration box I just kind of kept. Nami, I think, was from a pack that you would get from going to the Heroines Cup, I want to say, but I don't really remember where she was from. And then these two are from the other illustration box. I want to say illustration box 6, if I'm correct. Same with these on this page. This is all the Luffy and Zoro ones. They're pretty cool. On this page right here, I have some other cards that I've pulled. I think Yamato there is also from an illustration box. Wiper was, I think, a hit from, I want to say, I'm guessing it was actually OPO8. I was going to say PRB, but I don't think it was. Robin, I had this card initially, but then I sold it to my friend. But then I ended up picking it again because I really love Robin, and I think this card is cool. And plus, I might run it in the Robin deck again at some point, but I don't know. And then I pulled this card right here from a single pack when I was at Target, so that was pretty cool. This next page, I pulled one of these Luffys, another one I bought, because they're going to be going up again pretty soon from, what was it? There's like a new starter deck coming out with Luffy, and these are going to be really good in it, so I want to have those for that deck. Bardo was from one of the packs you get for buying a booster box, and then this Nami was actually from a box that I opened with Gunner, who you guys may or may not be familiar with. He's one of my close friends. I opened a box of Gunner, and I pulled this out of it, and it's a pretty nice hit, I can't lie. The other ones I have on this page are Ben Beckman, which I had these because I was going to play the VV leader, and then I just never did. And then these Luffys they were promos for this thing called the Treasure Pack. I'm going to show this one up close because I actually really love the art for these ones. It's Luffy here, and it has Ace and Sabo to like the left and right of him. These, whenever One Piece was getting hyped up because of Larkin Paul, as I would like to call him, people were really hunting after Luffy cards, so that's what that one's kind of going up for. These ones were from the original Red Luffy Gear 5 starter deck. That's what these were. You have this event that I pulled from like this pack you would get for opening a box of OP13. This was from illustration box 05, I want to say. It had this one in an ace, which I think I have the ace over there. I don't have it with me, but so that's from Monet. I pulled from OP10 from a booster box. I got this, I think, out of one of the starter decks whenever they came with OP11 packs. And then these two Arlongs I picked up because they're cheap alts and they're pretty nice looking, and they're for Jinbei if I ever want to play Jinbei. Absalom I pulled by myself. I don't remember what I got that out of. Ace was from that thing I was talking about for OP13, same with the Sabo. These are all from the Ace and Newgate starter deck, so that's what that is. And then we have my page of green alts. These were all in my Mihawk deck, which was my main deck I had for One Piece for the very longest time. It's still one of my favorite decks, don't get me wrong, but I don't play it as much anymore because I play OP16 Ace and I love that deck. But these are all my Tashigis and all my Shanks. I might put them back in at some point, but for now they're just sitting in the binder. These right here I picked up for Wano Mihawk, but I haven't had to use them, but I'm probably going to have to use them pretty soon because Zoro got a starter deck coming out, and a lot of that stuff in that starter deck is going to work better with Mihawk than Zoro. So these are really nice to actually have for that. The Shanks up here I also had for Mihawk, and he's probably going to go up because of the Shanks green starter deck that's coming out for OP17. There's two more Edward Newgate and Ace starter deck ones, and then I had a Roger Gul'dan there, which, you know, I'll showcase that. I don't really care too much for Gul'dan except for my Mihawk ones for obvious reason, but this one's still pretty cool. I think it's awesome. I like how his chain is also gold. It's pretty cool. That was the first Gul'dan that I actually pulled because they made it a little bit more common for regular packs. In this next page, I don't really have anything crazy except for my Billionfold alt, which this is for my Mihawk deck once again. I don't move those because they're usually going to go right back in the deck. And then this is something that I just have in here at the moment, but it's probably going to get... I'll probably put it somewhere else because I don't want to trade it, but this is my Mihawk alt for my Buggy deck. And I think it's all the One Piece that I kind of have in the first part of this binder, except for my really, really big hits, which I'm going to show you guys those right now because these are... I'm just going to pull them out because I think it's a lot easier to showcase if I do it like that. But anyway, let me show you guys these really cool things that we call in the One Piece community SPs. And they're very nice alts that are essentially the top hits of the set other than the manga. Now this right here is the Prona SP from EBO3, which was the heroine set. I love this alt. I did not pull this myself, unfortunately. I wish I did. But this was from a games or card store that I went to that I go to pretty frequently. I bought it there. I don't remember how much I paid for, but it's definitely a lot less than what it's going for right now, so that's kind of what matters. That's probably one of my favorite One Piece SPs that they've ever made, so I'm very happy that I have that. Next up, we have the Sabo SP from OP13. Now, this one was one that I actually did pull, or well, technically I didn't pull it, but my girlfriend did. It's a pretty cool SP. It sucks it's not one of the best Sabo cards of all time. It's the one from OP07, but it's still cool regardless. I think the lining looks amazing. Like, I just think the reflection on any of these just looks really good. Next up, we have another Perona SP. This is the one from OP14, where it was OP14 and EB04. So this one's very cool. I love the lining on this one. The lining on all these SPs is really, really good. But I think this one might be my favorite lining-wise, at least, just because of how, like, the foiling is. It just looks so good. And I actually really used to love this card whenever I was playing Black Moria, so that's always a fun thing. And then this is my most recent one, and I love this card so much. Even though it's worth a decent amount, I've held on to it, and I want to keep it just because it's such a card that, like, I even said before the set came out that I wanted to keep this card if I did pull it, and I'm sticking to that. And that's the Miss All Sunday SP. And this one is so nice looking. As you can see in the background there, it's like petals kind of falling down. I know that the protector I kind of have it in isn't like the best, but I love this SP. I think it's so pretty. And Robin is literally my favorite Straw Hat. Like, I love her so much. It used to be Usopp, but now I'm kind of a Robin fan. But yeah, she looks so good in this. So that is definitely a keep. Now we're going to switch over to the Pokemon side of things, because that's also what I carry in this binder. And I'm just going to, once again, just lift it up and show you guys some of these ones. Some of these, I will tell you, are ones that are just from ETBs. Like, they're the ETB promo, but some of them are also just really big hits. So this page right here is a lot of my more recent ones that I've pulled, or ones that I've put in here. So I have, like, some of the top 5 hits from Perfect Order up here. Meowth is like the newest one, and that's also literally the top hit of the set, so I'm very happy to have that. I pulled both of these two. Pretty, similar in timing. This one was from an ETB, and this one I actually pulled from like a double pack at Target, so that was pretty cool. Then we have this N from Ascended Heroes. N Zekrom from Ascended Heroes. That one's really cool. This one right here, this Miraidon one, is, I'm actually just going to pull it out. It makes it a lot easier if I just do that. This Miraidon one is a promo from the ETB, and this is genuinely just one of my favorite Pokemon cards of all time because I love how it looks. It's such a beautiful looking, like, it almost gives me like Vaporwave vibes, and I love Vaporwave stuff, so this is really cool. I love this one a lot. And I don't think it's an expensive card by any means either, so it's very cool. And then some of the other ones I'm just going to pull out because I think it makes it a lot easier. We have the Suicune here. This one was from Crown Zenith. That one was really cool. I love that one. We have the Pikachu from Crown Zenith. I'm pretty sure it was... Actually, no, this one was from Astral Radiance, I think. Might have been from Astral Radiance. And then I also have the Pikachu from 151, which I'm holding on to this one. I don't really care much for Pikachu, I'm going to be so honest with you guys, but I think that this is a card that's definitely worth holding on to, especially since 151 is such a popular set. Like, this is already sitting at $90, and maybe eventually, once it hits like a higher range, then I'll sell it. I won't lie to you guys, sometimes I do sell some of these cards if I don't care as much for it, but when it comes to like cards like this, where it's like a top hit, like this Meowth, I'm going to hold on to it because I like holding on to like top hit ones, but if it's ones where it's like not even the top hit and it's really expensive like this, and it's a card that I don't care much for, I will sell it. So that is like my mindset when it comes to things. But like some of these other ones I have on the page, like, this Rose's Encouragement, I just think this is a really nice looking card. If it's a card that I really love how it looks, then I'm going to keep it. But if it's a card I don't care as much about, then I don't mind selling it. On this next page that I have here, a lot of these are once again just like ones that are from like ETBs or their promos or stuff like that. So like, for example, this one's like an ETB one. This one is this one, which actually this one holds a little bit of value, which is kind of crazy. But No, I like these cards. I think a lot of these are pretty cool. Next page. Okay, so one of the ones that I actually picked up recently. This is one that I love, and I really wish I like had gotten it like back when I was collecting Crown Zenith, because I was collecting during Crown Zenith. Unlike all these scalpers that are getting back into the hobby after 151. This Darkrai V-Star. I love this card so much. I wanted this one. Darkrai is like up there, probably my third favorite Pokemon if I had to pick. Either third or second, I don't know which, but Darkrai is one of my favorites, and I really wanted that card a while back, and now I finally got it, so very happy about that. And then this Charmander also holds some pretty good value, which is crazy because Obsidian Flame was a set that was sitting on like shelves for a pretty long time and no one was buying it. So very happy to have that. Next up, we have a very awesome page. This is my whole Charizard page. So all of these are Charizards that I have that are somewhat expensive. This one, and this one down here are all from the UPC that I think I have sitting over here, but I'm not going to grab it right now. And then this one right here is actually the top hit of Obsidian Flame that I was just talking about. And I actually pulled that one on the channel, and I actually made it into a clip. So if you ever want to see me pulling that, it's literally on the channel, and you can check that out. And then on this other page here, I have a few other cards that I pulled that are pretty nice. These are all ones I have. Everything from this point on, I think I have literally like pulled myself. So we have N's Plan here. This is from Black Bolt. Very happy I pulled this because I love N, one of my favorite characters from Pokemon. That's a card I wouldn't sell. We've got Raikou from Crown Zenith. Once again, a very just nice looking card. And the one thing I'm really happy about is that that one's like a V card, so it's like, it's not like one of the regular alts where it has like the gross looking yellow border. I'm very happy about that. This right here is the Mewtwo that was like the big chase top hit alt art from Pokemon Go set. I was very happy when I pulled this one. I got this out of an ETB, I want to say. And then I have another, like, this isn't like the top hit of the set, but I actually like this one a little bit more than the top hit of the set. And that's Zapdos EX from 151. I love this card, how it looks. It's such a fucking nice looking card because it has all three of the main birds from like the original 151. Zapdos, Moltres, and then Articuno's down here. And I just love the blue background. It just looks so nice. That's a card I would hold on to for probably forever. And then finally, we have my big hit page. So these are all like some of my most expensive cards. Pikachu VMAX. This one was from, I want to say, Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. Love this one a lot. It has red on it, and it has his Pikachu just Gigantamax. It's freaking awesome. This was probably my first ever... Maybe first ever? No, I don't think it is. This was like my most expensive card that I owned for a pretty long time. And that's this right here, the Lugia V from Silver Tempest. I love this card. I actually don't know if I have it double sleeved, and that is probably not a good thing, so I should probably do that. But maybe I do. I actually can't tell. But this card, I actually pulled this one twice. But unfortunately, I don't have the second one anymore. Very sad about that. But that card I pulled from my very first booster box I bought of that set. So I was very happy about that. And in these last two cards, I actually don't remember how I got them, but they were in my personal collection. So it was very cool to find these. So first one I have is Tyranitar Prime. I don't even know how I got this card, but I have it, and I'm happy about it. It's a very cool looking card. And I'm pretty sure it goes for a pretty penny, so I mean, I can't complain about that. And then the other one that I have, which it's once again one of my favorite Pokemon that I already talked about, Darkrai and Cresselia Legend, but the Darkrai top part. And I had two of these, but I sold one a while back. Very nice looking card. I'm guessing, I think this is actually how it's supposed to be held up, because the thing is like that. But yeah, I had this one twice. It's crazy. And I mean, it has like a few chips in it, like kind of right there, but I don't really care. I don't collect for like that reason, so I collect because I actually like the cards. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. But that is my really big expensive binder of all of my really nice cards that I really love, like all these cards. I mean, some more than others, obviously, but that is, you know, the big hit boy. Let me show you guys a few more that I have like around my room. Okay, so I grabbed a few more cards that I would say are pretty sentimental to me. And we'll kind of go into these really quick. The very first one I'm going to showcase is this one right here, which is the Shiny Gengar Mega. This one I actually picked up very recently, and I got it for a very good deal. It was a $30 card. And you're thinking, how did I get this like $200, $300 card for $30? That's because it's not the best in quality. On the back here, you might be able to see it, but right here, it's like kind of bent. I don't care. It's staying in this protector, and you're only going to be able to see the front, so why would I care about the back? So I would say it's a pretty good steal. I really love this card a lot. Gengar's up there as one of my favorite Pokemon as well, so cannot complain about that. Next up, we're going to go back to the One Piece side of things. We're going to go like back and forth here. Next up, we have my Ace leader. This is like the red Ace from OPO. Is it 2 or 4? No, 3. Okay, sorry. I'm forgetting my sets. OPO3, this is an alt art that came with a binder and a box. I love this alt leader. But the best part about it is I got it signed by Ace's voice actor, Travis Willingham. So I was very happy to get this signed. And it was my main leader for a while, but now I played the other red Ace because this one got rotated out, so I can't play it regardless. But yeah, I love that leader. And then the other card that I actually had back there that's pretty nice, and this is one that I got from Liam. Liam traded me this. We've got the Ace SP from, I want to say OP11. Is that right? I guess it doesn't tell me, but yeah, this is the Ace SP. This is one of my favorite looking cards. I just think that the colors on this are so awesome. They look so nice for him. So I'm gonna put that back there, and then finally, let's go through like 2 of like my other favorite cards of all time. Now this is probably my second favorite Pokemon card of all time. I love this card. This is recent. This came out. This is from Ascended Heroes. This is the Enzoroark, and I love this card. It genuinely looks like a One Piece SP with the amount of detail on this card. Like, the background on it just looks amazing. It has N in it. It's just, whoever made this card, they cooked. And then finally, I have to show you guys my craziest card of all time with the craziest story of all time. Okay, I mean, maybe it's not the craziest of all time, but here it is. My Silver Israeli manga. I've had this for the last 2 or so years, and it's a card that I hold very, very precious to me for a multitude of reasons. But I want to tell you guys the story of how I got this card, because it's a very interesting story, to say the least. So, back when OPO8 had first come out, or, well, even before it technically came out, there was a pre-release event that I went to. And at that pre-release event, they had very interesting stipulations about how they were doing the booster boxes. Because here's the thing. The store did not get the best allocation at that time, and there was a lot of people, but they wanted to make sure everyone got product. So, essentially what they said was, okay, the max packs that you could get at that day, because of their short allocation, was 13 packs. Now, a booster box comes with 24 packs. So, what me and my friend Liam, or Maki, if you may or may not know him on the channel, what we did was we split a box of OP08, since, again, you could buy 13 packs and a booster box comes with 24, so we were going to get short one pack each, but it wasn't that deep. So, we get a booster box, we open it up, and we create 2 piles. So one pile was his pile, the other pile was my pile. So, right before we started opening them up, I made a proposition. And you guys might see where we're going with this. I asked Liam, hey, before we open these packs, would you like to trade 1 or 2 packs? And so what we did was we ended up doing that. He is like, okay, I'll give you these 2 packs and I'll take these 2 packs. So I was like, all right, fine with me. We do that trade and we start opening up the packs. So as we're opening up the packs, I'm getting complete dog shit after dog shit after dog shit. And meanwhile, he's pulling all these alts. He's like, ooh, that's a Nami alt. Ooh, that's a Whitebeard alt. I don't know. I don't remember the other alt. I know one of them was a Nami alt. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, I'm getting fucking jack shit. Can I get at least something? Go through all my packs that were like mine, nothing. And I'm just like, I'm kind of bummed out because whenever you open a booster box, you want to get like an alt art. Now, I will say Liam's a good friend, and he wasn't going to just not give me any alt arts. So he told me, like, at the end of it, if I didn't pull any alt arts, he would give me one of the 2 that he pulled. So I was like, okay, that's fine with me. Eventually, we get to the last 2 packs that we each had. I opened my first of the 2 packs, and sure enough, this bad boy is sitting at the back of that pack. I can only imagine the things that Liam was thinking at that moment in time. Because I've been in his shoes before. Granted, this was like this year and not that year. And it's rough getting a manga snubbed from you. So, I can only imagine how he felt. But at the end of the day, he was happy for me because he knew it was a friend getting it. It wasn't someone who was just going to sell it. And he told me I could have sold it. He wouldn't have cared. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to hold on to this card because at that point in my life, I was going through some terrible shit. And I've always wanted to pull a manga from all these sets I've opened before. Granted, it only took me 2 sets after I initially first got into the card game. Like, getting this in OP08 after I had just started learning how to play the game in OP07, kind of crazy. So, I'm very happy about this card. I don't ever plan to get rid of this card because of how much this card, like, means to me. And I've played this card in a deck before. I've literally put this in that ace deck I showed before. So, that's why this card means a lot to me. And it's the card I thought I'd showcase last because it's a very, very cool card. Granted, it's Silver's Rayleigh. It's not the most amazing character from One Piece. He's a good character, don't get me wrong. But he's no Luffy. He's no Robin. He's none of that. So, but I will always be happy with this card. I love this card a lot. And, yeah. I thought today, instead of sitting here and yapping to you guys about where my life has been and, you know, making this a very mopey video, I thought I'd showcase things that have really made me happy over the last, like, few months and over the year. And just showcase things that I just really enjoy. And, I mean, I could also show you some of my decks, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll show you that another time, like my One Piece decks, because I have really, really been enjoying the game. And if you guys want to see any content regarding me opening trading cards or me playing the game, please let me know in the comment section down below because I would love to do that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep it virtual. Peace.